My wife has been acting strange ever since she came back from the dead.
You look different. Your eyes, they're not the same.
I'm fine, just tired.
But she wasn't tired. She wasn't even human.
Why do you keep standing in the corner of the room at night, just staring at the wall?
I like the wallpaper.
The wallpaper was blank, just plain white.
There's nothing there.
Yes, there is. Can't you see them?
A chill ran down my spine.
See who?
The faces, they're screaming.
That's when I noticed her reflection in the mirror. It wasn't moving with her.
What the hell are you?
Your wife.
But her smile stretched too wide, wider than any human mouth should.
No, you're not.
Then why do I remember our wedding day? The way you cried when you saw me in my dress?
She remembered everything, every detail, every secret.
Stop.
You're scared. I can taste it.
The lights flickered, the air turned thick.
Get out of my house.
It's my house too, until death do us part.
And then she laughed, a sound like breaking glass.
You died. I buried you.
And yet, here I am.
The room grew colder. Shadows stretched toward me like hands.
What do you want?
You.
The last thing I saw before the lights went out was her teeth. Too many teeth.
No.
Then, silence.
Let me go.
You'll wake them up.
A wet, ragged breathing filled the room. But it wasn't hers. And it wasn't mine.
Who else is here?
The others, the ones who came back wrong. Like me.
A cold finger traced my cheek, then another, then too many to count.
This isn't real.
Isn't it? Then why does it hurt?
Pain exploded in my arm. Something was biting, tearing.
Stop.
Too late. You're one of us now.
The lights flickered back on. The room was empty, except for the blood and the whispers.
What did you do to me?
Nothing you didn't deserve.
My reflection in the mirror grinned, but I wasn't smiling.
No.
Yes, now you'll never leave. Just like the rest.
The walls pulsed, the ceiling dripped, and the screaming started again.
Whose voices are those?
Yes, soon.
The door slammed shut behind me. Locked.
Let me out.
But darling, you're already home.
The shadows moved, and this time, they had faces.
What do they want?
The same thing I did, a way back.
The air smelled like rotting flowers. Sweet and wrong, the walls started bleeding.
This isn't possible.
You keep saying that, but you feel it, don't you? The way your skin doesn't fit right anymore?
I looked down. My hands were melting like wax.
What did you do to me?
Nothing you didn't ask for. You begged for me to come back, and I did.
The ceiling split open. A dozen arms reached down, fingers twitching.
I never asked for this.
Not out loud, but you dreamed it. You missed me, and the dark things. They listen.
My reflection in the mirror wasn't mine anymore. It was her, but wrong. Rotting.
Please, just stop.
Too late. You're theirs now.
The floor gave way. I fell, but not down. Up into the dark.
Where are you taking me?
Where you belong.
And then, silence.
Hello?
But no one answered, because no one was left.
No. No, no, no.
And then something laughed.
Welcome home.
I can still hear them.
Whispers in the walls, scratching under the floorboards.
We're always here.
My hands touched something wet. The floor, the ceiling. It was all the same now.
Let me go.
You never will.
The last thing I felt was the cold, and the teeth, and the terrible, endless waiting. My wife has been missing for 3 days, but last night she crawled into bed beside me and whispered something that made my blood freeze.
You smell different.
It's just me, baby. I missed you.
Her voice was hers, her face was hers, but her eyes were black. Not the color, just empty, like holes.
Where were you? The police?
Jude, don't ask questions you don't want answers to.
She pressed a finger to my lips. It was cold. Too cold.
You're not her.
Of course I am. Don't you love me anymore?
Then she smiled, and her teeth, they weren't teeth anymore. Just rows of jagged, broken glass.
What the hell are you?
Yours, forever.
The lights flickered, and when they came back on, she was gone. But the sheets were wet, and they smelled like rotting meat.
This isn't happening.
Then my phone buzzed, a text from my wife's number.
Look under the bed.
I didn't want to, but I did, and there she was. The real her, staring up at me with hollow, lifeless eyes.
No.
Help me.
That voice wasn't my wife's. It came from behind me, from the thing wearing her skin.
Too late for that.
The door slammed shut, the lock clicked, and the thing that wasn't my wife started laughing.
What do you want?
You.
The lights went out again. The lights went out again, and this time didn't come back on.
Let me out.
But we just got started.
Something grabbed my ankle, cold, strong, pulling me down.
No, no.
Join us.
The last thing I heard was my own scream, and then silence.
Forever.
The next morning, my neighbor knocked on the door.
Hey man, you okay? Your wife's been looking for you.
I opened my mouth to answer, but the words weren't mine anymore.
We're fine. Just perfect.
And then I smiled, with teeth like broken glass.
Dude, your eyes.
What about them?
I could feel it now, the thing inside me stretching, settling into my skin like a second skeleton.
They're black, like it. And
Funny. My wife said the same thing.
The neighbor swallowed hard. His hand twitched toward his pocket, probably his phone.
I'm gonna call someone. You need help.
No.
The word came out sharp, final. And then the neighbor froze. His breath hitched.
With what's happening to me.
His fingers started twitching, his jaw locked, and then his eyes, they darkened, just like mine.
Now you understand.
No, 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 no.
His scream cut off, his body went still, and when he looked up at me again, he was smiling.
We're all going to be together soon.
Behind him down the street, I saw them, more of them, standing in doorways, watching from windows, all smiling with those same glass teeth.
It's spreading.
The neighbor turned and walked away, his steps too smooth, too quiet.
I'll bring more.
And then I felt it, the hunger, not for food, for them, for the ones still screaming, still fighting, still human.
Let's go hunting.
The streetlights flickered, shadows moved where they shouldn't, and from somewhere far away, a single, terrified scream ripped through the night.
Too late for them.
The thing inside me laughed, and this time, I laughed with it.
Perfect.
The streetlights buzzed, then died, In the darkness, 100 pairs of hollow eyes glinted back at me, waiting.
What now?
Now we sleep.
And as the thing inside me curled deeper into my bones, I realized this wasn't the end. Just the beginning of a long, quiet night.